Hey, what's up everyone out there? Welcome back to the channel. CHILLSCISSORS here, and welcome back to another episode where we continue our campaign to collect every single North America Black Label retail release GameCube and collect up to a GameCube Oasis. A childhood dream of mine to own every single Nintendo GameCube game retail release. So this is the GameCube Oasis. Let's go. Alright guys, we got a large stack of Nintendo GameCube games that I would love to share how I got them, you know, what I paid for them, and my experiences thus far with these titles. We got, again, a fat stack. Before we get into that, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We just hit 1,000 subscribers. Let's go! Our community just continues to grow, and the passion for what we do just drives us into the future. So thank you one and all for, you know, believing in me, smashing that subscribe, sharing out the content, liking and commenting on the videos. I really appreciate it. It means the world to me. So let's set a goal to get it up to 2,000. That's our next goal. And we'll just keep on kicking it up from there. But at the making of this video, we are currently at 1,000 subscribers. So again, this is completely not me. This is 100% you guys. So thank you again for everything that you do for the channel. And let's not further delay and get into these GameCube. That's why you came here. The GameCube games. Let's get it. Alright, so this first game that we're going to be going over is very unique, and it is a only 4 title. I love how they went out of their way to specify the only 4 titles onto the case art. So this one is very unique. I don't think another genre has done it quite to this extent, but it is a rare rarity that a Nintendo GameCube game is mature rated. So this is a treat. This is Geist for the Nintendo GameCube. This particular game features the abilities to possess objects such as paint cans, trash cans, computers. You can scare individuals. Once you get them up to a certain point, you can actually possess the person themselves and make them do weird things. If you walk up to a guard with your gun drawn, everybody's spooked, you know, so they're more prone to think that something's up and blow your cover. But he'll wind up shooting that character and they'll lose their life, you know, and you can just depossess that individual and continue on with your Geist-like adventure. But this is a very cool, mature rated Nintendo GameCube game. It is exclusive, and it's just one of those that are very unique. So on to the next one. So these I will do in a pair, both of which are only 4 as well. I don't know why it's taken me this long to get them, but I bought them collectively together. But this is Bomberman Jetters, which is exclusive, and then we have Bomberman Generations added to the collection. I believe there's only 2 in the entire GameCube library, so it is an honor to have both of these games. Bomberman is one that goes way back into the Nintendo GameCube, not even the Nintendo GameCube, but way back into the Nintendo era of games. But these I haven't personally played yet, so I'm really excited to jump in and experience this 3D looks like a platforming action game, but the case arts to these are just absolutely gorgeous. Look awesome on a shelf. 2 more exclusives. Let's go, getting these exclusive titles out of the way. This next one up is a shooter from the makers of Hitman 2. We have Freedom Fighters. This particular game, again, is made by EA. EA could not do no wrong back in the day. They made some awesome games, even licensed titles, such as the Lord of the Rings franchise games, which were one of my favorites on the console. For it was one of my very first GameCube experiences was Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, and I picked it up and I couldn't put it down. This particular game looks pretty fun. It's a third-person shooter. not much more to be said from outside of that. I just haven't had much experience with it, so looking forward to jumping in and experiencing Freedom Fighters. I didn't play it back in the day, but the privilege of this channel, or of this challenge, to get all 551 North America retail release games, is I get to experience them all over again, and ones that I didn't get to experience initially, I get to experience. So let's get it. This next one is one that I haven't been able to put down. I didn't play this one back in the day, but again, I got to play it as a full-grown man-child, and I can't put it down. It's a lot of fun. I love the franchise. The movie spinoff, left something to be desired, but this is Spawn Armageddon. Boy howdy, this game sports Spawn in a whole new light, made by Namco, and you play as none only than Spawn. You can, wield the shotguns, his chains, you can jump and glide, jumping abilities. But yeah, another mature rated GameCube game, but it's incredible. I love it. I think it's one that isn't talked about enough, but Spawn Armageddon, so awesome to add that into the collection. And on to the next one, we have another exclusive. Man, we're knocking out a lot of exclusives here. This is Batten Kaitos. I hope I pronounced that right. This is an exclusive RPG for the Nintendo GameCube. They also have on the platform Batten Kaitos Origins, which is, as it sounds, the origin story back behind this one. But this particular one, I've only gotten to experience the opening sequence. I think I put maybe an hour or so into it. But it's your typical classic platform style RPG, and the storyline has been kind of honestly hard to follow. It kind of just throws you into the mix, but I'm sure if I continue to play, it'll open up and I'll be able to experience it thoroughly and get a better grasp of exactly what's going on. Perhaps I may try the Origins to kind of go back. This next one is a Sega game that is on multiple other platforms, but what better way to experience it rather than being on the Nintendo GameCube? And this is Sonic Heroes. We still have a few more Sonic titles to get into the collection before we've knocked out this genre. So we got a few more, I think. Sonic Adventure 2, my mistake. And I think that's it. We may have a few more, but I'll check up on that as we progress. So Sonic Heroes, it's a typical 3D open world Sonic adventure. Can't go wrong. I love the animations. I don't know why, but I totally prefer the 3D over the 2D Sonic adventures. I think it's because it's very difficult for me to play 2D Sonics, because you really have to repetitively play through these games to understand the map. So you have to have the foresight of what's going to be coming up ahead of you, but you're going way too fast on the 2D aspect to be able to have the foresight to course your character throughout the maps. I've always had that difficulty, but that's why I prefer the 3D aspect, so you can see things coming, kind of preemptively plan how you want to go through the map. But Sonic Heroes, great game to add into the library. Gots to have it if we're going for that complete set. This next one was a staple in the 90s back in the day, but this is Bionicle. Based off of the multi franchise from movies to shows to cartoons, toys, you name it, but Bionicle. So this one may be a hidden gem. Who knows? It looks like it's a 3D platformy style game. So I have to jump into that to check it out and see how it is. And this next one, gots to have it if we're going for that complete set. This is Cabela's Big Game Hunter 05, typical shooter on a hunting simulator style game. So, yep, it's a Cabela's hunting game, as it were. All right, so this next one, shout out to Derek. I've had the privilege of doing several trades throughout the years, and this was our most recent. He kind of goes back and forth if he's a collector now, if he's done with collecting. He kind of goes through phases, as we all do. But currently he's not interested in collecting, and he is kind of like in that headspace. So, you know, I was going to pull the trigger on this, you know, and buy it locally, but I knew he had a good copy of it. So I asked him, you know, hey, instead of me purchasing it here, would you consider allowing me to purchase yours, since you're not in the collecting game currently? And that way it's a win-win. You know, I get the game I want, you get a little bit of extra cash. And he's accepted my offer on it. So we got Ikaruga, another exclusive title. This one is a bullet hell flight game. You can play it, you know, top down or from left to right. But Ikaruga, can't go wrong. A lot of fun. It's got the multiplayer aspect. So you're a fighter pilot, and you're like it's your typical bullet hell shooter, taking out all the enemies and trying to dodge all of the bullets that are flying at you. But I did put some time into this one. It was quite enjoyable. It brought me right back to the PlayStation era. There was a lot of bullet hell shooters that I played back in the day on the PlayStation platform, but this one was a lot of fun. So I'll be checking that one out with the wife to see if we can get some more enjoyment out of it. These next three are heavy hitters, and I can't believe that I have them in my collection. You know, whenever I initially looked these things up, I'm like, you know, I'll never get the opportunity to purchase that or have that in my collection. This is one that was surprising to me, a cartoon franchise that I experienced whenever I was a youngster, and this is the Animaniacs, The Great Edgar Hunt. This is a surprisingly rare and expensive game. I got it for a reasonable price. I think I got it for around $80. Normal retail probably 100 plus or so. I don't know, it's hard to keep up with this market right now. It just keeps on fluctuating so much. But this one's a 3D platformer. Got a lot of original speakers to come in and play the voices in the game. It looks really good, like graphically, for the time period and for it to be a platform. I like the shading, and I don't know, it's a really solid 3D platformer. So super pumped and blessed to be able to purchase this and add this into the collection and mark it off our list as we go along. This next one is a hidden gem on a lot of people's list. This is Buffy the Vampire Slayer Chaos Bleeds. And again, this one hit a lot of people's list whenever it comes to hidden gems. I haven't got to experience this one as of yet, but I will be certainly jumping in and experiencing it and putting my own 2 cents on it. But for now, it's going onto the shelf until further notice, until I get the time to jump in and experience this for myself. But very excited to add this to the collection and to be able to play it at a later date when the opportunity presents itself. And this last one, ladies and gents, this is another banger that I've been looking for years. And it is WarioWare Inc. Mega Party game. This is just one of the strangest games, and it's exclusive, obviously, but it's a very fast-paced multiplayer. If you are able to party a game where it just extremely fast paced, goes from one mini game to another, and the mini games are very short. No warning, no training, no hints or tips. You just gotta kind of go based off of your basic instinct and go through and try your very best, most of the time failing, for you don't know what the heck's going on. But in true Wario fashion, this is one of the most kooky and strangest, GameCube game experiences that I've played. Me and my wife played through it, and we enjoyed every second of it. But boy, howdy, it was a bit of a learning curve and a lot of difficulties. This is a type of game that you play, and the more that you experience it, the more that you play it, the more you familiarize yourself with it, the more enjoyment you'll get out of it, because whenever it pops you right into, a mini game that you've played before, you know what the heck you're doing. But WarioWare Inc. completely, it's in my GameCube right now, but complete peppermint patty, clean copy of WarioWare. So yeah, at this point, that is all of the Wario games added to the collection in the total library. We'll be doing a follow-up video at a later date going over all of our numbers as we press along, but that is our pickups added into the collection. This is 13 games added into the collection, so I'm feeling pretty positive about it. These games are very elusive and very difficult to get your hands on, so if you come across anything in the wild nowadays, it is an absolute victory. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't done so, help me draw out the community. Hit that subscribe button. Help boost me up the YouTube algorithm by sharing and hitting that like button. But without further ado, let's go and conclude this episode of GameCube Oasis, and I'll catch you all in the next episode. Later, dudes. Peace.